I loved those. Little did I know when I was curled up in bed with those comic books that one day I'd be inhabiting that world.
Logan,
What did you do?
Charles, the world is not the same as it was. Mutants. They're gone now.
There were no challenges in playing the role. The biggest challenge I encountered on this movie was surviving the heat and the humidity of Louisiana in June. I loved playing this Charles because we see a man who is transformed. I would hope the very first time we meet him, I think page 7 in the screenplay, he is in no way resembling, apart from the wheelchair, any aspect of Charles Xavier we've seen before. Weak, fragile, vulnerable, unstable, arguably crazy, and, as we discover, extremely dangerous. That's not a term you would ever have applied to Charles Xavier before, unless you happen to be his enemy and were trying to harm him or others.
She needs our help.
Someone will come along.
Someone has come along.
I have for 30 years argued that, having had a background in Shakespeare, and an ongoing experience of it too, has been a perfect preparation for being in comic book movies, superhero movies, because Shakespeare is heightened life, as are the sequences of these films. So I have been there before, and this isn't entirely new. I once said that all those years of sitting in the thrones of England as a Shakespearean actor were only a preparation for sitting in the captain's chair of the Enterprise.
We got ourselves an X-Men fan. Maybe a quarter of it happened, and not like this.
Comic books were my first initial source of entertainment. But I didn't have any superhero comic books. There were of a completely different kind, cartoon comic books, which I loved, made me laugh, until a new publication arrived in England when I was about 13, I think, maybe 12, which was a comic book called The Eagle. And the cover book, comic book storyline was about a superhero. And I loved those. Little did I know when I was curled up in bed with those comic books that one day I'd be inhabiting that world.
Logan, you still have time.